warrants out now for their arrests. Well, hundreds of Oklahoma teachers out of work because of big budget cutbacks.
A $26 billion jobs bill aimed to solve all that. Republicans called it a desperation move to win votes in November. Democrats said it was crucial to America's classrooms.
The money was supposed to put teachers back to work, but the Oklahoma Impact team found some districts are stockpiling the money instead. Here's Alex Cameron.
Oklahoma state lawmakers budgeted about $200 million less to common education this year than they did last year, a 7% cut. The result was school districts had to cut a total of about 2,000 teaching jobs across the state. The Education Jobs Act was intended to offset that cut, at least in part.
I'm looking for a word beginning with R.
In the Oklahoma City Public School District, large class sizes like this one at Gatewood Elementary aren't unusual this year. Not after more than 100 teaching positions were cut. But with the district getting $7.1 million from the Education Jobs Act, we asked Superintendent Carl Springer if he planned to do as the Obama administration hoped and use the money to hire many of those teachers back right now.
Well, I don't think so.
Springer hasn't used any of the money yet and says ideally they'll be able to save all of it for next year, which is shaping up to be even more fiscally challenging than this year.
This is the time for us to really be careful. $7 million is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, we need to be ready to face school a year from now.
The Jobs Act does give districts through September 2012 to spend it, so Oklahoma City's not violating the law by not spending it now. Other districts, however, don't feel they can wait.
Faith, tu as fait celui-ci pour moi.
In Tulsa, they started the year with 195 fewer teaching positions than last year. Class sizes were way up.
Then the jobs bill came along, and that was huge for us. I mean, that really was a godsend for us.
Tulsa Superintendent Keith Ballard says the $7.6 million they're getting allowed him to hire 40 of those 195 back. He says that hasn't eliminated the class size problem altogether, but has made it manageable, and still leaves the district with more than $5 million in Jobs Act funding to deal with the next big challenge.
If we are able to preserve some of the money toward helping us for next year, we will do that, and I think we will do that. I think we are pretty close, right at $2 million of meeting the critical needs for this year.
There's nothing in the Constitution that gives the authority for the federal government to pay teacher pay in Oklahoma.
U.S. Senator Tom Coburn voted against the Jobs Act, against using more federal money to help bail out state and local governments.
Look, the whole point is the federal government shouldn't be involved in the education of our kids in Oklahoma.
But Ballard feels just the opposite, that this is a good and appropriate use of federal dollars.
I absolutely do, not only because it's in the best interest of American school children, but I think it does impact the economy.
We called around to numerous districts across the state, from Durant to Edmond, Norman to Tahlequah, and all told us they were spending at least some of their portion of their Jobs Act money now to rehire teachers they had just let go a few months earlier. For Oklahoma Impact, I'm Alex Cameron.
If you want to see how much the school district where you live is getting from the Education Jobs Act, you can go to newson6.com/Oklahoma Impact. And while you're there, let us know whether you think this is a good use of federal tax dollars.